We are Gwen and Derek, and this girl is Elsa. Join us as we discover the windswept and wild province of Newfoundland while traveling in our campervan, Vanessa. Packing up for a big trip always takes longer than you think it will. A little bit later leaving this morning than hoped, but we are on our way to the Maritimes in Canada. Our destination is Newfoundland, so we're excited about that. So we are all packed up. There's Elsa, ready to go. Let's get on the road. We are traveling with some extra gear this time, and we'll talk about that as we go, but we do have a new bike rack at the back with the electric bike and another bike. So we're carrying two bikes, plus we have the cover, and we also have our own internet to travel with, Starlink. We have a Starlink Mini, so we'll talk about that as well. When we got to our site last night here in just south of Montreal, we rearranged a few things, looked at better places to store things. It's all about, as you start using the items that you bring, making sure they're in the right place. And we'll talk about organization probably as we go a little bit more. But there's a couple things to keep in mind. Everything has to have a place. You want to have your items in a place that's accessible. It's a place where you're going to use it. So for instance, you have kitchen cutlery in the kitchen area, for instance, those sorts of things. So we do need to make some changes as we go. And once we start using the space, it takes a couple of days to really get into that travel groove inside the van. So that'll come as we go. Today we're headed through Quebec and into New Brunswick, and our next stop will be a campground in New Brunswick. So next, let's go check out this KOA. It's a typical KOA in the fact that you kind of facilities to expect. They're very consistent, which is really nice. We've stayed in a number of KOAs as we've traveled in the past, and I think that's why we like them. It's a great place for families for sure. You know, playgrounds, swimming. We saw there's lots of outdoor activities for kids to enjoy for sure. But there's also a dog park, so we certainly took Elsa to the dog park to play and let her exercise some of her demons after a long day of sitting in the van with us. Morning. So after a long day's drive yesterday, we went through Quebec and into New Brunswick. We are camping in Edmundston for the night. Morning. So as I mentioned yesterday, we have some new gear that we're carrying with us this trip, and behind me is our Swagman bike cover, which covers, of course, two bikes, and our bike rack, which you can't really see with the cover on. And then a couple other things that I wanted to share with you that we've added is we changed out our water filter from the one that came with the van to one of these little guys that you add to your outside like this. The other one is that came with the van. It's underneath the passenger. Sorry, it's under the driver's side bench, so you have to take that apart. It's in where the lot of electronics are, so it's quite tricky to try and change that out and not get things wet. So this is a better solution to that. The other thing that we've added due to recommendations that I received online is this little elbow here. So the water line, when we're filling up, then it isn't draping it. The elbow helps with the connection there. So those are a couple things that we changed for this trip. Good morning. So we boondocked last night in Fredericton. There's a dog park in the back there, so our dog was very happy. Elsa was very happy. Lots of doggy time. And we are going to be heading out shortly and heading down to Nova Scotia today. So let's see what we get up to. So our rambling has taken us into Dorchester, New Brunswick, to the Lady Smith Manor. And this is Dorchester's Sand Hill Festival this weekend. And we're hoping to stop here at the manor at the Thirsty Whippet Pub for lunch. According to Google Maps, our next point of interest is Amherst, Nova Scotia, and the Deanne Fitzpatrick Rug Cooking Studio. Talk about a kid in a candy store. So many choices of yarn. And such inspiration. top of that boat. Here it comes. It just went through the canal. Cabin cruiser. Good morning. We are in Battery Provincial Park in Nova Scotia. It's a really unique campground. Behind me you can probably catch some of the ocean. The campsites are built on various tiers or levels, and so you can see some are higher, some are lower, so there's a lot of sites that have views of somewhat of the ocean, which is really cool. Nova Scotia has a fire burn right now, including the slogan "Stay out of the woods," and little did we realize until we got here at Battery Park that it meant actually stay out of the woods. So all the trails are closed, they're signed, and there's a $25,000 fine for people who have campfires. So there'll be no campfires for a while, I think. Well, we have finally made it to North Sydney on Cape Breton Island. We are staying the night at the Arm of Gold campground, which is about a 5-minute drive to the ferry. The campground has some great amenities, including an information building that has brochures, local information, and a book exchange. There's also a barn that is used as a rec center, entertainment center, and as luck would have it, there was a local band performing the night we were there, and we quite enjoyed that. There's also a lovely 1.5-kilometer walking trail that provides panoramic views of Basque Lake. Elsa and I quite enjoyed exploring the trail and going for a bit of a swing. Finally, it's ferry day. After 7 days on the road and crossing through 4 provinces, it's time to catch the Marine Atlantic Ferry to Newfoundland. Stick around, our island adventure is about to set sail.